Actually, so we discussed the format of cash book yesterday. We said it would be drawn on the principle of T accounts. The right hand side would be the debit side, the left hand side would be the credit side. And we discussed that there could be three formats for cash book. There could be one in which we are just treating cash in a separate book, and we have a separate book for bank. So that's what we call single columnar cash book. Then the second format could be that in the same cash book, in the same T account, we have two accounts in the on the debit side, two accounts on the credit side. The two accounts on the debit side, the two columns representing cash and bank, and the two columns on the credit side also representing cash and bank. So that would be two columnar cash book. And then we could have three accounts as well, and those would be representing the discounts. Acha, let's see if we let's solve this 13.6a. Let me take a snap out of this. Control V. Acha ji, we'll draw. Acha, one more thing that we discussed yesterday, a quick recap. We said the T accounts, we arrange them in separate ledgers. So we have something what we call sales ledger that would contain the T accounts of all the debtors. We have something called purchase ledger in which we have all the T accounts of creditors, and then we have general ledger in which we have all the remaining accounts. Achha ji, so if I'm to start this one, first of all, it gives me opening balances. Opening balances are cash in hand, balance at bank, and debtors. So over here, I'll draw three columns on the debit side first. So not this. So here I have bank, I have cash, and I have discount allowed, the one that I allow, which is my expense. And I'll have three columns on the credit side too. There will be bank, there will be cash, and there would be discount received. Okay, ji. So let's quickly note down the opening balances for cash and bank. So it says that 1st September, 1 September brought down. What is the brought down balance for cash? The opening balance for cash is 80. So I note down 80. The opening balance for bank is 900. So I note down 900. Asha ji, now let me draw the sales ledger. So below it over here, would it be visible? It should be. Asha ji, in sales ledger, I will have multiple T accounts. Asha ji, the first T account that I'll have will be for AB. For AB, brought down is how much? 200. So 200 is receivable from AB. 200. This is brought down balance, and this would be on 1st September. Then we have CD. Achha for CD, the brought down balance is how much? Brought down is 500. 500. And then the third person is EF. For EF, the brought down balance is 300. All right. Acha ji, whenever I'm, chale, we'll discuss that later. Acha, on the other end, I have a T account or stock. I won't have a T account. This is just the stock that I have. Creditors for purchase ledger. purchase ledger. And in this, I'll have the T accounts of creditors, which are GH and IJ. So I write GH. Here is the T account for GH. How much is the balance? I have 600. So the brought down will be on the credit side because GH it is a creditor and this would be a liability, the opening balance. And for other one IJ, it would also be on the credit side. IJ. And how much is the brought down balance? 1400. ठीक है जी, all good this far? अच्छा जी, what then happens first transaction during September, the three debtors settled their accounts by check subject to a cash discount of 4%. So AB, after receiving a cash discount of 4%, he has settled 200. So that means what's 4% of 200? 8. Acha ji. So he has received 8 as discount and he has paid the remaining amount as check. Acha ji. So I'll write the AB account. It will credit bank. I'll write, and in bank I'll write 196 and then discount allowed 4. Acha ji. And the corresponding effect would be that cash book I'd have to debit that. How much? Bank column by 196 and discount allowed by 4. And over here I will write AB. Simple. Then it says check for £100 was cashed for office use. So this is simple. Bank credit, cash debit, right? So bank credit by how much? 100. And in details I'll write cash, and over here cash I will debit 100 and in details I will write bank. Done. Exactly. So we have taken 3 T accounts and combined them together in the form of one, which we call 3 columnar cash book. Acha ji. Then GH was paid by check less 7.5%. Acha, this I got right to the end of the end of the chapter question. I think the previous questions they would also have something to do with, for example, if we practice this 13.4a after this one, so it would help us practice both concepts of cash discount as well as trade discount. So we'll do that one after this. Acha, for now, GH paid by check plus 7.5%. So is 7.5% discount seemingly so. अच्छा जी, 600 का 7.5%, 600 into 0.075 which is 45. तो for GH, कहाँ है GH? Here is GH. 45 will be discount received this time, and how much will be the amount paid? 600 minus 45, 555. So this would be bank. So on the debit side, नहीं, एक सेकेंड, GH was paid. So on the credit side of the cash book, I'll write 555, and how much is discount? 45, and this is Mr. GH. अच्छा जी, IJ's account was settled subject to a 5% cash discount. ठीक है जी. How much did IJ owe us? IJ owes us 1400. So 5% of 0.05 into 1400, 70. Okay. So 70 would be discount received, and 1330 will be paid bank. So payment is 1330, and discount is 70. This is IJ. Then what I do is I pay wages of 130 in cash. Fine. So wages debit, and this one credit by how much? 130? 130. ठीक है जी. That's it for this. Let's close the accounts. For discount, this whole thing, it will be taken to PL, so it would remain 4 over here. So my discount taken to PL is 4. Discount taken to PL for income, 40 plus 75. How much is that? 115. ठीक है जी. For cash and bank, I'll have to calculate the carry down. Let's do it for cash first. The debit side is greater, so 180. The same sum comes over here, 180, and the carried down turns out to be 50. And for bank, um, opening I had 900, then I got the 3 debtors paid us. Acha, I did it for just one of them. For the other 2 I didn't do. I had to do it for the other 2 as well. चलें. That would be a बैंक ट्रांजैक्शन. तो चलो ठीक है, बैंक का कॉलम अभी तक क्लोज नहीं किया था. It would still work. अच्छा जी, अब किस तरह होगा? CD ही पेड अस. डिस्काउंट कितना इनको मिल रहा है? 4%. So 500 का 4% डिस्काउंट is how much? 500 to 0.0420. ठीक है जी. तो डिस्काउंट अलाउड 20, and बैंक हाउ मच? कितने पैसे बचेंगे? 500 में से रहने वाले 480. ठीक है जी, ठीक है. फॉर EF दे हैड टू पे अस 300. 300 का 4% कितना बनेगा? 12. Yes, 12. That would be discount allowed, and bank will be how much? 300 minus 12, 288. ठीक है जी. तो इन लोगों के अमाउंट्स भी लिख देते हैं, कितने आएंगे. जैसे यहाँ रखा रहे बैंक का, दिस ट्रांजैक्शन, even that would be fine. Otherwise, if I bring it down, क्योंकि वो sequentially it was given later on, even that is fine. Here, since we aren't, 204%, 204%. Yes, that would be 8. I made a mistake. So it would be 8 and 192. Sorry, my bad. 8 and 192. So over here it would be 8 and 192. For CD and EF. Message what for CD? 480 bank. 480 is bank, and 20 is discount, and third one, 12 is discount, 288 is bank. 288 and 12. अच्छा जी, adding the discount column now it would be 40. अच्छा जी, what about the debit side of the bank? How much is that? 900, 192, 480. 900, 192, 480 into 88. 1860. अच्छा, and what about the credit side? Credit side अभी भी ज़्यादा लग रही है. Let's see. 1330 plus 555 plus 100, 1985. ठीक है जी, दिस गिव्स अस एन इंटरेस्टिंग पोजीशन. अब हमने कोई गलती तो नहीं की हुई, अमाउंट सारी सही लिखी हुई है. 900, 192, 480 एंड 288 एंड द पेमेंट्स टू 1330. ठीक है, and the other payment would be 555 and 100 we withdrew. ठीक है जी. Now this gives us an interesting situation. The sum on the credit side is larger. How much? It is 1985. And this I'll note as sum over here as well. 1985. And how much is the sum otherwise short by 1985 minus 1860? So that would be 125. ठीक है जी. So if I bring these balances down to the next period, what would happen is that cash, it would have a debit balance brought down 50. Bank on the other hand, it would have a credit balance brought down 125, which means I've run into, what is this position called, where bank balance it becomes a credit for the business? Bank overdraft. Bank overdraft. Okay, so this is the position of bank overdraft, and this would be the end of. Acha, if you want to close the T accounts, it would be simply because we have made the settlements of everything. These T accounts, they would just show the sum on both sides, so there wouldn't be any carried down. So 200 over here, 200 over here. Similarly, 500 on this side, 500 on this side. For this one, 300 over here and 300 over here. Okay, and for the purchase ledger it would be the same, 600 and 600 and 1400 and 1400. All right, now let's do a slightly more interesting one. Do they have trade discount in this one? Cash discount to hai. I want to do the one in which they have both trade and cash discount. Paid rent, paid by check. Somehow over here the example questions, they do not contain. Chale, I'll give you one from the other book for practice which has the trade discount element to it as well. I'll give you that one as homework. Acha, let's practice this 13.4a right now. Or shall we practice that question right now? The one with trade discount. Chale, let's do that. Hold on for a second. Let me get the picture from that book. So here is the question. Let's quickly draw the 3 column cash book first, and then we'll start inputting the values. ये आ गया cash book. Now the 3 columns. 3 columns. First a middle column, and this would be bank. This would be cash. This would be discount. So this question it asks just for the cash book, so we'll draw only the cash book and we'll won't draw the corresponding accounts, the other leg of the entry. So here we have Banuk, here we have cash, here we have discount. Okay, and then received. Acha ji, then we begin the question. The first thing it says is opening balances. So how much are opening balances? Opening balances are 910 and 1130. ठीक है जी. So brought down 910 and 1130. अच्छा जी, transactions. Received check from M. Lomas 290. Good thing. M. Lomas credit, bank debit, and over here I will have M. Lomas 290. Done. Purchased machines by check 3200. Machines debit, bank credit 3200. So here I write machines. Acha ji. Then received a check from T Trotter 870 in full settlement of 900. So check is for 870, meaning we allowed him a discount of 30, and this is from T Trotter. अच्छा जी. M. Lomas check returned unpaid by the bank. So this was what you were asking about the other day, that what if someone pays us a check and then that check is dishonored. So this is called bouncing of check. Acha. So to record the receipt of check, we did bank debit and M. Lomas credit. When the check is dishonored, we would reverse the entry. So we would credit the bank 290 and debit M. Lomas again. So that receivable that we distinguished earlier on, that diminished earlier on, that this person has paid, turns out he hasn't. So we kick that balance alive again. Okay, this then M. G. Malcolm lent us 1000 by check. Acha ji, since this isn't a payment for purchases, it would be bank would debit, no question, 1000. The other T account will be G Malcolm dash loan, just to show that this is a loan account and not an ordinary trade payable. Acha, then we received a check from L. Peterson, respect of goods sold, invoice price 500, cash discount 5%. Acha ji, so how do we received a check? Cash discount. ठीक है. So the check would be for 500 into 95%, 500 into 0.95 for 475. This is the check received. Discount allowed 5%, 25. And this would be L. Patterson. L. Patterson. Paid wages in cash 600. Finally, some cash entry. Wages, cash credit, wages debit. Paid 200 from the office cash box into bank account. So previously we withdrew from bank and had it in the cash form. Now we are depositing the extra cash that we have at hand into the bank. How much? 300. So it would be bank debit, no, 200. Bank debit by 200 and cash credit by 200. Okay. And then rent refund in cash 120. Cash debit 120, but which account would this go into? Let's just say rent refund, other income. So we could note it as rent refund, or we could note it as rent, showing that it reduces the rent expense. अच्छा जी, paid. अच्छा, I was under the impression that this one has got entries on trade discount. Turns out this one also doesn't have entries on trade discount. Acha, the one before it has entries on trade discount. Do we have time to practice one more? We'll practice one more question, no problem. अच्छा जी, रेंट रिफंड हो गया. उसके बाद we paid K Tudor by check for goods purchased. Invoice price 400. Cash discount 5%. So 0.05 of 400 is how much? 20. अच्छा जी, क्या नाम था? K Tudor. K Tudor. And how much are we paying him? We are paying him through cash by check. By check. That means we are paying him 380. And 20 is discount received. 20 is discount received. अच्छा जी, paid 200 part payment of G Malcolm loan by check. अच्छा जी, तो 200 in bank G Malcolm dash loan, and yes, that's it. And then paid a check to G Bevis. अच्छा जी, payment for which we have a $10 discount. Payment is 300. That settles the account of G Bevis, or that is a payment to G Bevis. ठीक है जी, that's it. अच्छा जी, the sum, discount columns easiest to do, so 55 for this one and 30 for this one. अच्छा जी, कैश में ठीक है. अगेन इजी. 910 and 120. So 1030. 1030. Same sum over here. 1030. And from 1030 we deduct 800. So that leaves 230. This is the carried down of cash. अच्छा, डेबिट साइड बैंक. 1130 plus 290 plus 870 plus 1000 plus 475 plus 200. 3965. Uh-oh. Again, the credit side. Are you getting the same sum for debit side? 3965. 200 plus 290 plus 380 plus 200 plus 300. चलो जी, अगेन क्रेडिट साइड इज फिगर. कितनी आ रही है क्रेडिट साइड? 4370. इधर भी लिख देंगे 4370. The carried down for bank would be 4370 minus 3965. 405. Okay, so that tells me the brought down for cash in the next period would be 230. Oh, so total will be 230. Carried down for bank liability, bank overdraft 405. Easy. अच्छा जी, let's practice just one more. Yeah, let's just verbally discuss those transactions, and how about you attempt the question as a homework. So let me first paste that over here. Acha ji, just to verbally discuss the transactions and the question, the first thing is the same as always. We have opening balances, so no difference in that. These would be the brought down. Cash sales, paying by check, normal transaction. Acha, this one. Purchased goods by check 1200 from Ellen Raphael, deducting discount of 10%. So since this is trade discount, the double entry that we do for this one is we are purchasing and paying by check. So it would be the T account, the cash, bank, and discount column. Cash, book, the bank column. We are paying by check, right? And in the bank column, we would note this transaction. 1200 minus 120 would be 1080. 1080. And the name of the person, Ellen Raphael. Uh, Purchased goods by check. Or instead of person's name, we can write purchases because he wasn't a debtor of the business, right? So we'd simply write purchases over here, and that would be it. Purchases, no entry in the trade discount column. Sorry, no entry in the discount column, because in the discount column we note cash discount, not the trade discount. Okay, that would be it. And in the purchases T account also, or in the purchase day book, this entry would be noted as 1080 by the reduced amount. Acha, similarly, cash deposited, same. Refund of overpayment for repairs, fine. Cash, check, deducting cash discount. This last, cash purchases. Again, we are purchasing something of 800 with 8% discount. So that would mean 5% discount. How much would that be? 40.05. Yes, 40. ठीक है जी. तो in the cash column, 800 minus 40, it would be 760. So in cash column over here, I would just write 760 and purchases. That's it. Okay. So in this one, it doesn't have trade discount entries for sales. Even if it were for sales. So for example, instead of this cash purchases, it was that we sold something for cash. Instead of purchases, we sold something for cash. Cash sales 800, and the person he paid us by check with 5% trade discount. So on the debit side, in the bank column, sorry, check second, cash purchases by check. Either I noted it wrongly in the cash column, it should have been in the bank column, this 760. This 760 would be in the bank column. I didn't read that properly. Acha ji, so over here, if it had been cash sales, we would have received the money 760 after deducting the discount, and that would have been it. Nothing would have been noted in the discount column. Just purchase, just sales over here. So that is how we do accounting for trade discount. Now for homework, if you can please practice questions 13.1, 13.2. 13.3, 13.1, 13.3, 13.5. ठीक है जी, and we meet again on Monday inshallah now. All right, see you on Monday then.